Here's why the opening of Captain Spirit is an underrated masterpiece. Quite specific, but I've always loved how the Awesome Adventures started off, as there's so much going on within the first load of minutes. A playful intro. So we start off with Chris playing in his bedroom, which is littered with different toys. Already we get the impression that his mind likes to play with anything that's given. And we have the reveal of his cape. Sudden mood drop. It's a subtle one, but man does it change the atmosphere. After putting his brilliant cape on, the patriarch of the Eriksen family, Charles, calls for Chris to make his way for breakfast. If you ignore the call, he gets more and more agitated, eventually screaming for him. What starts off as an innocent ask is immediately dialed up to 1 million, and it rips you out of the toy fun. Now we're going to the breakfast a little bit miffed, and this is where it gets real and sad. As Chris sits down, we're greeted with a lack of music and a dimly lit kitchen. While there's nothing overtly wrong with it, it fits what we're going to talk about next. Visible pain. His overall tone feels off, like something is wrong. We then see a few visible components, like messy trash, stacked up dishes, and a lot of empty alcohol cans. We can see he's clearly struggling with the loss of his beloved wife, and living in a sparsely populated area, he has hardly anyone to go to for comfort. Awkward talking. With everything I've explained so far, you can imagine the actual talk amounts to various subjects. Parts can be seen as general nice chatter, like asking to do and pick up a Christmas tree. One or two lines linger on the verge of sadness, like Charles saying his eggs aren't as good as his wife's batch. Then we get to the borderline uncomfortable. So, Chris has a bruise on his arm, apparently from a drunken Charles, and he asks if anyone knows. So we're verging on an accidental abuse line and don't know how it could get any worse. Charles then proceeds to drink alcohol in front of Charles, which you can call him out for, before he goes to sit down and watch the hockey game. Then we go to the kitchen for gameplay. The opening scenes are so well done because it hits every single note of emotions in one. Sadness at their shared grief, frustration with Charles drinking out in the open, happiness at Chris playing in his room. It makes you want to jump with joy and cry very hard. I honestly want to give them a massive hug.